Hello everyone, and welcome to The Painted Peacock. We're doing another demo today. Painting spooky pictures is one of my most favorite things to paint. I wanted my sky to be a little gray, but still during the daytime. By doing a gray gradient in the back and doing a little blue over the top, I feel like I achieved that very well. This design is inspired by illustrator Catherine Blower. She does a series of ghosts that I think are just charming. So we're going to try and do something like that today. I wanted the open field, none of that stereotypical spooky trees or anything of that nature. On this bottom, I'm doing a combination of greens and browns. I want to do some farmland in the back, and so I'm doing very generalized shapes to give the indication of farmland. A little curve over on one side, a little curve on the other, and then blending down into that green. Decided to try and do just some parallel stripes to give that indication of the plowed fields. My paint is a little wet underneath, so a little blow dryer, blow that off while I'm actively painting because I am tremendously impatient, apparently. With a little thin brush, we're going to do more of those plow lines in an alternate direction, just to give the illusion of different directions. Whenever I have to paint a straight line, I will often mark how tall that line starts on one side and then how tall it starts on the other side. This allows me a visual line to be able to connect, and it usually results in some nice straight horizontal lines. I do a little bit of a fence here with a large brush and using the skinny side. By using a large brush and using the skinny side, it holds so much more paint, and so I don't have to re-dip so often. Little picket fence, pointing off my tops. Now I know I want my ghost in the center here, and since it is my main focal point, I wanted to make it large. So by drawing that line down the center, I get approximately how tall I want it, and then just kind of build out the shape of my ghost. A little scalloped bottom here. And I wanted it in a little pumpkin patch, and so we'll be going in with some oranges. Orange is such an interesting color because it is chronically translucent. Normally, I paint white whenever I want a bright color, but I just wasn't feeling it today. So when I put the orange down, a lot of that green was shining through. It was not the dream. So I'm just going to block out my pumpkins, and then I took some yellow and mixed it in with that orange, and it kind of solved that translucent issue. It also gave the pumpkins some nice visual depth. Adding a little more yellow here, and it creates a variety of orange colors within my pumpkin patch. Also creates some nice highlight points. While my pumpkins are drying, we're going to do this little leafy halo on my ghostie. Just short brush strokes. And little eyeballs. I decided not to do a mouth because I like the expression to be read however you desire by the viewer. And add a little more dry more quickly, and just some nondescript little orange and yellow flowers. Taking green and putting stems on my pumpkin. Little curls for my vines. Decided to go back in with a combination of brown and orange and do some groove work within the pumpkins. They just needed a little something extra. And I feel like this solved the problem pretty well. And there we are, our ghost in a pumpkin patch. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for joining me.